everybody. My name's Excited Utterance, and it is Hearsay for Days, Sunday, 17th of November, I think. I'm just looking at my calendar, and it actually says 18th, but that's because it's Monday for me. It's Monday for me, but I believe it's the 17th, which is Sunday for you guys. Yes, Hearsay for Days. We have another Hearsay for Days, everybody. It's going to be a big week. And I shall already invite my co-host, Ilya,
to
the stage. Hello, Ilya. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
Good. How are you enjoying embracing your new identity?
Oh, it's great. Finally good to be who I am in my skin.
For those who aren't aware, Ilya, and why his name is Ilya. His name is Ilya.
Yes.
And he still hasn't changed the name of his channel, which I think we all need to super chat and encourage him to change the name of his channel, which was Dali Talk.
Yes.
And it shall be Ilya Talk. Let's just say that Dali Talk, he admitted that his middle name was Ilya, and I have something here. Just a moment.
God.
Well, he didn't even say his middle name. He said this.
My name is Ilya.
Well, maybe I might have edited that just a little bit. But anyway, yes, Ilya here. I've changed everything on our Discord so that it reads Ilya. In fact, what's that with your name now? I think we need to fix that.
Oh, God.
There we go. Ilya Talk. Yeah, it's a lovely name. Embrace it. Yes. Oh, that's right. And your dad also wanted to call you Satchel and T-Bone.
Yes.
Satchel on Sundays. Yes, Taryn. Don't misrepresent the king. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Ilya needed a lawyer, just like Sarah Boone, indeed. So hang on, we need to get that one out.
And Gypsy.
The nature of my mind.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Yeah.
Sarah Boone needed a lawyer.
As does Ilya, probably for the official name change. Anyway, we'll all accept him and his transition. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We've got a couple new people in the house today. Do we have... Oh, hello, Cassowary. Nice to see you, Cassowary. Ilya was the name of David McCallum character in Man from UNCLE. Okay, I don't know what that means, but that sounds
It's a movie.
like... Oh, okay.
TV show.
Well, you know me. I don't watch movies that much. But welcome, Cassowary. Good to have you here. And Sarah... The Irish. Oh, you put together that list of links of Kohberger's motions to suppress, etc. Thank you so much for doing that. That is it takes time to do that, and I'm also geo-blocked from the new server. Yeah, I have to go in through Opera and use a VPN and stuff like that. And now they've put the links up on the old site, which is good. Because I can get in through there. But the site that they use since they moved him to Ada County, it geo-blocks me, so I can't get them straight away. Thank you for that, Sarah, the Irish, and welcome here. It's good to have you here. John is here. Potentially Criminals Discord is going to love this. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And John, thank you for the super chat. After the Delphi verdict, I'm really concerned for the YSL defendants as well as the Kohberger. Listen, I've been worried for just about every defendant who goes before a jury. It's very rare to see a not guilty verdict. Juries just love to convict. But yeah, this latest one, pretty much it blows your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I've thought for quite a while that if Kohberger manages to get before a jury, unfortunately he's toast. It doesn't really matter what they manage to suppress. He's screwed. And I'm really hoping that he doesn't make it to trial, that there is a judgment of acquittal in some form for some reason. But yeah, we'll be talking with Andrea about that on Tuesday. Been waiting to pick her brains on that for quite a while. Okay, let's get into it, guys. Hey, Nicola, how are you? Hello, don't misrepresent the king. Yep. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, David's in chat, is he? No? All right.
He was earlier.
Oh, he was? Oh, he's hiding. He's hiding. Okay, well, we could copyright strike him if he's trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brings the antics
Okay,
in.
so Sunday, 17th of November, 2024. Let's get into it. So, here's the thing. Richard Allen in Judge Gull's court, he never really had a leg to stand on.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't make jokes about it. It's not funny, but, you gotta find light in these moments, and shut up, Gull. Shut up, Gull. It is kinda like, it's a dad joke. I like dad jokes. John, another $5. You don't have to be Ilya, you can be Ilium, Latin for the city of Troy. Although the Greeks did have their way with the city twice. No consent. Yeah, well, you don't want that. Don't want that, do you? Also, Ilium sounds a little bit like a drug.
Or a demon.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yes.
let's get into this, shall we? Matt Tim Panic said, and this is after the verdict has come out. Now, once the verdict came out, all the trolls, all the people who've been like, he's guilty, he's guilty, he's guilty in the background, they had a field day. It was on. You guys would have seen. It was big time on. They were like, I told you so. Told you so. All right, here we go. Do you want to read this one?
I can't believe some people really thought this was going to be an acquittal. Every criminal case is not a conspiracy. The defendant is not always getting railroaded by our judicial system. Sometimes people did exactly what the prosecution said they did.
Yeah, so there's the announcement from Court TV, breaking news, Richard Allen guilty on all counts in Delphi murders, blah, 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 blah. Ben Hill said,
Thank ya. Almost felt like crime QAnon at times.
oh, God. Hey, there's Sean. Get your Sean voice out.
If Richard Allen really did it, the conviction was in spite of a mountain of incompetent police work.
Yeah, so, I mean, Sean speaks facts, always. That's the thing. It's like, if he did do it, which I find very, very difficult to believe considering the facts that are there, it's like, how in God's name can you say that they proved it? Really? I mean, please. It's, the case that they put up against him was so bad. Just so bad. And then Mike Timpen again.
This has become an unfortunate trend in high-profile criminal trials where YouTube lawyers see an opportunity to make easy cash, as opposed to people like Nancy Grace.
Oh, she's a YouTube lawyer. Sorry, not the lawyer bit.
Well, she is a
She's
lawyer.
a YouTuber.
No, she's a lawyer.
She was. I'm sure she doesn't have a bar number or anything like that anymore. Florence says,
Maybe because the judge was so restrictive and didn't allow evidence. I'm not a lawyer, but I can recognize the rotten stink of corruption when I smell it. Not Betty
this one.
White. Lol, no one thought that of Sarah Boone. Awkward. Or the Daybells. People question when it's questionable. This was and is very questionable.
yeah, okay.
Being questionable?
You're being very questionable. Okay, so this is a really good point. No, it's not every case, and this was what this Mr. Matt Tim Panic said from the beginning. Oh, not everything is a conspiracy. No, not everything is, right? And in my opinion, not enough cases get questioned. So we watch these trials happen day after day, and I often get annoyed because people are so quick to just believe what the prosecutors are saying. It's really quite rare for there to be a big uprising like this. So Richard Allen, Bryan Kohberger, Karen Reed, those are the three big ones I can think of that people have really gone and questioned because they've seen such a huge lack of evidence. But I mean, I questioned Sarah Boone back when she was left to be pro se, and there wasn't much time for her to develop her own case on her own. So I questioned some of the judge's rulings in that one, and I got flamed by people. And also because I wanted to hear all of the evidence before I made my mind up whether she was guilty of murder too. Now, that doesn't mean I thought that she was innocent. I trolled a few people and said I thought she was innocent. But I think more people should question what prosecutors put out there rather than just take on every single case what they are putting out there as being this person is guilty of this crime. Not necessarily that they are not the right person. They could potentially be the right person, but are the charges that they're putting forth the correct charges? So this person's just making a big generalization that everyone is making a big conspiracy out of everything, because that's just simply not true. Rachel says, I will be curious to see all the evidence in BK because so much is still. And yeah, that's the other thing. The reason people are very upset about this one and also Delphi is because so much was hidden, right? So much was hidden. Neb says, Hella wants fair trials. Pff, what a ridiculous request. Yeah, exactly. So fair trials regardless, even if the person seems to be quite guilty, and that's fine, right? Even if I know for sure that that person is likely to be found guilty and they did something wrong, there's no question, they still deserve a fair trial. You don't just go, oh, well, they did it, so who cares about their rights? If you start doing that, then what's the point in having a justice system? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So now, those of you guys who know about this man, Mr. Grays Hughes, whatever his name is. Now, he was the one who Dr. Waller was in his chat for years, apparently, or a long time, when he was speculating about the case. In fact, he may have even been talking about a van. Back when she was treating Mr. Allen. So, Carly says,
Seriously, though, anyone could be BG. Even this guy, no proof it was RA.
he would have loved that, wouldn't he? And then Gray Hughes, his name is Gray, sorry. Gray Hughes investigates, says this.
The lunatics have been released from the asylum. No, the only person that could be him is the man that was there that day. Richard Allen had a day off. He let us know he was there and let us know it was sexually motivated. Much like my crimes.
Okay. All right, so I'll just read this one. Jack says, and Richard admitted it over and over again on prison phone calls. This one was easy. The crazies need to move on to Jean Bonnet or JFK. All right. That was a long time ago. wasn't
Oh,
it?
and yeah, I have my theories about JFK too, so bad example.
Well, you're just a crazy
Well, that
Ilya.
too.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So then, these folks are literally flame retardant, Gray. Maybe too many forever chemicals.
Flame retardant.
I didn't want to say the word.
Oh, you could say it. It's fine. Yeah, these folks are literally retarded, grey. Maybe too many forever chemicals. What's a forever chemical?
Like maybe plastic in my testicles or something like that.
Plastic in your testicle.
Oh, you haven't heard that?
No.
Yeah, we got microplastic in our testicles.
Hey, Cassowary. Gay Hughes has grifted like some bottom bitch from the top. What's that comment? Plasticals? Cassowary. I made the mistake of going into his chat for a couple of minutes, and it was emotional torture. I swear I had to get out of there. I got out of there before they banned me because I didn't want them to have the pleasure of banning me. I was like, I'm getting out before that. So I got out. I got out, damn them. And then, oh yeah. Did you read this one?
I think Gray looks much more like BG than Raw does.
Yeah.
Where was... Oh, good.
Oh, sorry, good. Women doing just the tip. Hi, women doing just the tip. She's way cool. I like her. Keep going.
Where was Gary Hughes on 2/13/17? No DNA was sent, no digital was sent, nor any physical evidence was found.
No, nothing like that. You don't need any of that, though, because you know what? You've got the maps and things that Mr. Hughes makes. And he makes it really clear that there's just no one else that it could possibly be because he's a little figure on the map. And then there was the girls. And he could not possibly have not passed them at exactly that time. If it wasn't him, then he saw it. At least he saw who it was. And there was no one else there anyway. So it had to be him. So, duh. Honestly, you are right. Whoever is saying that he's put so much effort into trying to show that it was somebody, that it was him, that it was RA. It's like he's got some investment in it. He might as well be Bridge Guy. Right? Okay, this.
Ugh.
Now, I gotta say, Lily in London, we go back a little bit. Like, we used to talk a lot about Murdoch and a couple of other cases. We follow each other, and there are lots of things we agree on. I am a little embarrassed to say right now because over the last week, she's been a goddamn troll. Lily, I'm sorry, mate, but you've been a goddamn troll, and you know it. Right? So Lily seems to just be shock posting because she jumped onto the whole Richard Allen is guilty thing about 2-3 weeks ago. And then when he was found guilty, she just went to town posting as much stuff as she could to try and, as far as I'm concerned, bait people into getting them angry and responding to her and getting a lot of engagement on her posts.
And getting that Twitter money.
Twitter money, yeah. So one of the things she posted was this, and Ilya sent it to me. Well, when you were you sent it to me. And you were even like, this is so offensive. Yeah. So,
not to mention, sweetie, if you're gonna, it's like one of the worst days in American history, and at least in the last 25 years. Maybe you could.
It's like
put the date right. It's 9/11, not a...
what exactly? It's what I've noticed is like with something like 9/11. If you're an American, you have more leeway to make comment about it. But if you're not, then you stay the hell away from this topic. So it's kind of like like making fun of your brother, right? Like I can make fun of my brother, but if someone else comes along and makes fun of my brother, I'll be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's my brother, right? But yeah, someone else comes along, I'm really protective about it. Now, Lily in London she's clearly from London. Everyone knows I'm an Australian. I would never try and trivialize something like 9/11.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just don't go there. So, do you want to read what she said?
Aye, but he didn't even have a criminal record. Guess what? The 11-9 pilots didn't have a criminal record either. Okay,
Yeah.
princess.
Oh, hey, Nick, how's it
Oh,
going?
good. Nick's here in chat. I'll read his tweet.
Oh, yeah, Nick's, you're going to be reading Nick's tweet. How are you, mate?
All right, Nick. Comparing Rick Allen to the Al-Qaeda terrorist must be the single most far-fetched, idiotic comparison so far.
Oh, my God.
Love you, Nick.
Yeah, it is an idiotic comparison. Okay, keep going, please. Rebecca, 81 USA, says.
Hundreds of DNA was found on them, but not his DNA. Come on now. This is a cover-up. Okay, Javi. In theory, there would mean every one person gets one free pass to unalive someone, then they will have a record. Okay, I don't know. Right? I hate when people say that lol. A lot of killers don't have a criminal record. Look at Chandler Halderson. Well, he was just...
We have a Chandler Halderson
He was just barbecuing.
reference. Well, he was just making a barbecue, yeah. And it's just testing out recipes.
Yeah.
Chandler Halderson. No, Chandler Halderson did not have a criminal record.
How else could he work for the dive team?
Yeah, but he had a job coming up at SpaceX
too.
and
Can't
all
get it-
sorts
yeah.
of stuff. So you can't be faulting Chandler Halderson.
Yeah.
God, please. Okay, keep going.
There is no comparison here. Also, that happened on 9/11. Don't try to English it all up. Use the date the American way and don't try to compare an American tragedy to a small town cover-up.
Yo. Keep going, please.
Self-admitted to being on the bridge, but yeah, sure, let's bring 9/11 conspiracies into this same exact thing. Okay. John Lawrence. That's about the dumbest shit I've seen posted, and boy, that takes something. Congrats. And then Dilbert. 11-9? Hard no. It's always 9/11.
Yeah, I mean, it's a name now. It's not about how you say the date. Like, I would never say 9/11 when I'm referring to the date, the 11th of September. To me, that reads the 9th of November. But if I'm referring to that incident, of course I'd refer to it as 9/11 because that's how it's become part of the vernacular. So
Yeah.
I don't know what would make her call it that. Maybe she's trying to provoke people to correct her as well. That's possibly it as well.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, because every comment is engagement.
Yeah.
right? And so I actually put a tweet out around the time that this happened because I noticed that there were lots of people like her with monetized accounts, and they were doing things like this. They were putting out these shock kind of posts, and people who were pro Richard Allen or who were disgusted by the verdict or upset by the verdict were then pouncing on these posts and going, "You're wrong because of this, this, and this," and then they were getting into these arguments in their feeds, and the person who did the original post, they're the one profiting from that.
Yeah.
So you've just got to be really aware. And actually, I've noticed that people have stopped feeding her now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that's because of me, but it's just like people have sort of noticed and started to block, I think. Hey, Steph, how's it going? She should have at least posted it on November 9th. That's quite funny. Yeah. The algorithm rewards stupidity. Yes. Yes, you're right, Brad. Stupid posts get more engagement. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Okay, now, hidden true crime. Remember last week we spoke about hidden true crime, and Lauren from Hidden True Crime, if you remember, the blonde lady with the big cheekbones. Now, Hidden True Crime, that there's Lauren and her husband, Dr. John, and they have a really quite large YouTube channel. Lauren was in Delphi covering the case, and then like she would do these lunchtime lives, and then she would go and back to the hotel, and she would do a live with her husband, who was a forensic psychologist, I believe. Anyway, they were copping quite a bit of heat because she was undecided as to the guilt of Richard Allen, even having been in the courtroom and listening to everything. She kind of got to the end of the trial and still was wavering, but then would kind of go, I think I'd vote guilty. And then there'd be a lot of people in her chat who would be like, well, if you were going to vote, if you're wavering, then that's a not guilty. But her husband was sort of doing some sort of clinical analysis or whatever you would. I don't know how you can do that without being with the person. But based on the notes that she would bring back, he was saying that he sounded like he was guilty, I believe. So there was a lot of arguments within their chat, from what I can tell, because I've been back and had a bit of a look, and also on their Twitter feeds. So then that all finished, and she's still, I don't know if she's still there, but Lauren from Hidden True Crime, I believe this is her on their Twitter account, she's gone and posted this.
If anyone knows any Richard Allen jurors who would be willing to talk to Johnny and I, please let us know and email us.
Yeah, so she's gone and asked for jurors to speak to them, which, I mean, there's a gag order, but I don't know. I'm sure she's not the only one who's put out there that I hope that jurors will speak to me. They're left-leaning. Her husband thinks the prison system is fine. I'm concerned, as she kept commenting that she had a close inside source to know what was going on in the jury deliberations. What? Really? Okay, that's not all right. Hi, Colleen. How are you? Husband's a pompous twat. I lost all respect for them after Dr. John's diagnosis. She's changed a lot in the last year. Okay, so I don't know what Dr. John's diagnosis was. I don't really understand how you can diagnose anybody based off some notes that someone took in a courtroom far away and you didn't even see them. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I think it's hard enough for an expert witness to make a diagnosis of somebody just in a 2 hour meeting, let alone for someone to make a diagnosis of them via somebody else. Yeah, that I feel like that taints the profession in some way. You
Yeah, you
know, like the
can't.
yeah, and I said taint. HCC has a young child. It's getting awkward how she leaves her family to cover trials. Is it? Hey Phil, how are you? A conflict of interest for a prosecutor occurs when they have personal relationships with the victims' families or the accused. Okay, so you're talking about Nick McClellan now, because he he is a Masonic brother, and this is not to do with the accused. This is to do with one of the persons of interest. One of the persons of interest is Brad Holder, and he is also a Masonic brother. But I'm not sure that's what you're talking about. Okay, do you want to read these comments out, please, Dali?
Hopefully, the jurors will go on the channels run by lawyers instead.
Oh, ouch.
If you know any jurors, please tell them not to contact these people. Shame on the jurors for convicting an innocent man. You're not doing grifting off this case yet, are you?
There was a lot of these.
Juror might get misdiagnosed.
Oh dear.
Aye, stay
Hey,
away from this
ivermectin.
grifting bitch, jurors.
Oh God, ivermectin, dear me. He says it like it is. Hi, ivermectin, if you're watching sometime. Um, okay, so I didn't pick those ones out because they said those things. I picked those out because there were a lot of those. And this show, I try and show you a cross section of what the majority of people are saying. And there was a lot of those comments. So, yeah. That post didn't go over too well by Hidden to Crime. Moon Goddess, hey, how are you? I think jurors are allowed to speak out despite the gag order, aren't they? Pretty sure they can't ban jurors from talking, but maybe Andrea can answer it when you have her on. I don't think so. I don't think so. From what I've heard, they got to be quiet for another month. Everyone's got to be quiet until the sentencing's done. Well, we can check for sure, but I believe that it's everybody quiet, quiet, quiet for a month till that sentencing is done. So, and I think that she's done it for a reason. I think that she wants them to find out what they're going to find out in the cloak of silence and decompress before they make any knee-jerk decisions to go talk to anybody. That's what I think. Okay, oh, this one. I've been waiting for this. DB, is DB in the house? Is DB in the house? Where is he? Is DB here? Oh, he's always late, and when he gets here, he misses the thing. Because he is a repeat contributor over the last few weeks. My man. Alright, well, you got to read out his comment in your best dramatic tone.
Yes.
Ilya.
I cannot believe Lawyer Lee would say such a mean comment to these two. They seem like totally reasonable people in this space.
Okay, I have no idea who these people are, by the way, but this is classic. Watch this.
Lawyer Lee's in the house.
Yeah, he threatened a CO at Cass County. They didn't bring that up, but that's probably because it would have been
Sorry you feel that way,
prejudicial.
Laura Lee. You haven't been in this case long enough to understand anything, so you ain't got no room trying to talk like that in my chat.
That says
You've
you
been in here
guys
a
suck.
couple months, and some of us been on this case since day one. You don't know shit about this case just because you're a defense attorney, because you don't know how to be a prosecutor and prosecute anybody. All you know how to do is lie and try to get a murder off. That's what
And
you
make
guys do.
money.
Trying to get a murderer
You guys
off?
All
know
about
that you-
making money and building your YouTube channel.
You guys
and
know for
Andrea.
a fact that Richard Allen did this,
Makes
and you're
me
sitting there
sick.
backing all these fucking people just to make money. That's
Yeah.
all you're trying to do.
I think you should take Lawyer Lee. I think you should take Rick home with you and let him babysit your grandchildren.
Yeah, once you do that, Lawyer Lee, instead of running your cocksucker on my channel.
Aren't you running your cocksucker on your channel?
Boom. Oh my god. All right. So if you can't see that properly, it says Lawyer Lee. It's got Lawyer Lee's photo, and it says you guys suck. Right?
Well, I'm convinced.
Yep. Oh my god. I don't even know who they are. Who are they, people? Who are these people? Oh my god, that was hilarious. All right, so Jenna DeBlanc says,
The way Frank was all excited until he read the comment. Lawyer Lee's in the house.
he did, didn't he?
Yes.
At first he thought that Lawyer Lee was there, and she was just like happy to be there, and he's like, Lawyer Lee's in the house. Oh, she's being mean to us.
Oh, is that not Lee?
No. Hey, Evie. Evie. We have you. Yes, that's you. Look. Hey. Evie says,
Who are these idiots?
yep. You said the same thing I did, Evie. Who are these idiots? Shelby Vanderpool says,
Odd. They are YouTube stating someone is just on YouTube to make money.
oh yes, isn't that Mr. Pot calling Mr. Kettle a little bit black?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jason Sorensen said,
Who the fuck are these trailer park meth heads?
they do come off a little bit like methods.
Yeah.
C-sweep!
They seem nice, eh?
Does it seem nice? And Cerulean Moose.
It took them longer than it should to find out it was not Miss Leah.
No! Like, I mean, did they ever come to a conclusion that that wasn't her? Because there is no way that that is Lawyer Lee, right? I don't follow Lawyer Lee very much, but of what I know of her, there is absolutely no way in God's green earth that that is something that Lawyer Lee would do, right? Like, I know enough of her to know that she wouldn't get into someone's chat and go, you guys suck. Wow.
Yeah.
And also, lawyers trying to make money. It's called a job. Yes,
Yeah.
right,
Are
Lil Kong?
Are you really surprised a lawyer is trying to make money? Come on, they're lawyers. That's what they...
Yeah. It's like, and the way that was so spiteful and just like, all you know how to do is how to make money and get people off. And you and Andrea, they said Andrea too, right? You and Andrea, just how to make money and how to get people off. You don't know how to be a prosecutor, just a defense attorney. It's like, what's wrong? Okay, firstly, that, as far as I know, Lawyer Lee is actually not a defense
No.
attorney, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think she is. And secondly, so what? What's
And-
the shame in being a defense attorney?
Well, and a lot of defense attorneys were prosecutors for a year or two to get experience and then moved to being defense attorneys. So
Well, that too. But even if you are a defense attorney, is there shame in that?
no.
Like, it's Sorry, I don't even need to explain. This is just so ridiculous. Nicola says Loyally represents whistleblowers in the government. She's not a defense attorney. There you go. There you go. Meanwhile, we are trying to make money to please overlook that while I trash talk Andrea and Loyally. I just how stupid must they feel after that? Also, they now owe her an apology, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
Right? Like they feel stupid for doing that, and now they owe her an apology, which is just the funniest thing. How funny is that? Hey, Claude Simia, love Andrea. Looking forward to your interview with her in a couple of days. So am I. So am I. I cannot wait. I cannot tell you how long I have been waiting to talk with her about Kohberger in particular, but now about Delphi as well. Because it blew me away when she messaged 6 weeks ago and said she's going to Indiana to cover Delphi, and I was like, what, really? And yeah, so that whole thing happened, and to have both now to be able to talk to her about, I can't explain to you how much this is like full circle for me to be able to finally be able to have a good long chat with her. Alrighty. No. Andrea's here on Tuesday. Alright. So Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Alrighty. So what's this? Curious Luke 93 and threatened to sue people for no reason. Who are these people? Does anyone know? No. Phil, you've been a member for a while. Welcome back. Did you let it slip, did ya? Did you let it slip? And also, welcome back, man. And also, Nicola, welcome, mate. Good to have you. My newest mod. And my mod friend from over on Andrea's chat also. I saw how much of an awesome mod you were over there, and I was just like, I must have you. Alright. Let's keep going. Oh, Lily again. Sorry, guys. Okay. Ilya, you want to go?
Yeah. Don't let people gaslight you into thinking Richard Allen looks so bad now. He looked different right after he committed the murder. He actually looks healthier now. I like his girlish figure.
Oh my god. Still got them crazy ass eyes though.
He would look a lot better with a head in his hole.
What? What's that say? See, I had to put that in because I didn't understand what it meant, or is it a typo?
I'm
or
guessing
what?
they're trying to do it Twitter friendly.
He would look a lot better with a head in his
A hole in his head.
Oh.
I'm guessing.
You can say whatever you like on Twitter, though, can't you? Pretty much.
It'll deboost you.
Right. Okay. It's a way around terms of service. Right. It was not a typo. Wow. God, that's so awful. Nick Starro with the 5 Excited Utterance memberships. What a man. Thank you, Nick. And welcome new members. That's so nice of you, Nick. Nick. And you're welcome on if you want to come on, but I'm sure it's super late. And it's Sunday also. But of course you're always welcome on.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Dali, Ilya, do you want to send him a link in case he wants to come on, but he can make his mind up. It's totally up to you, Nick. No pressure. Thank you so much for the 5 Excited Utterance memberships. If you are a new member, go to the membership tab and click through to the link to our Discord. We have excellent conversations in there and lots of fun. These comments are unhinged. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. and this is why we do this, guys. This is what this show's about, because when you are looking on the internet, what tends to happen is you receive messages that agree with you generally. The internet becomes a little bit of an echo chamber for you because it makes you feel comfortable to keep scrolling and scrolling. You tend to hear from people that you like, see channels that you like, ads about things that you like, because that's how the algorithm works. But what this show is about, it's about looking outside of that and seeing what other people are saying. And it can be really eye-opening and confronting sometimes. So I do all that digging for you, and it's not much fun. It's not much fun, but I go looking for it. I go looking for all the nasty stuff. Yeah. Too late trying to sleep. Yeah, fair enough, okay. Nick. Okay, now she's made this little graphic, and she's missed out like a really important image. Hasn't she?
That. I saw that. I don't think I sent it to you, but I know.
Oh, well, don't worry. I've done it already. So, yeah. Okay, so she's gone Richard Allen after the murders and his arrest, and then now. So she's missed like kind of an important photo, don't you think?
Yeah, that was my first
thought. That one?
Yeah.
Lily, you kind of missed that one.
Yeah.
He didn't look too good then. So don't let people gaslight you into thinking Richard Allen looked so bad. He looked different right after he committed the murders. He actually looks healthier now. Well, what the hell happened to him there, Lily? What happened to him there? Explain that. And Snivels with the 10 Excited Utterance memberships, my friend. Snivels. Snivels coming through. Thank you so much, mate. Tell you what, feeding a starving Aussie over here and her starving kitty cats. Much appreciated, mate. Love ya. You're awesome. And welcome to all the new members. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, Lily, come on. Lily in London, I don't believe that you don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think you do know about that and you're ignoring it. Now, Jennifer Coffinduffer, again, I feel like she's had some sort of sex lately or something. Because something weird's going on up there for Jennifer. Even though Richard Allen's been found guilty, she's still not backing down. She still doesn't seem to think that he's necessarily guilty. Are you feeling okay, Jenny?
Yeah.
What's going on? There is Kathy walking out of the courtroom. Hang on, where is she? There's Kathy with Bob Motter next to her and the lawyers. Okay. Do you want to read what Jennifer Coffinduffer has to say?
The wife of Richard Allen. The wife of Richard Allen isn't abandoning him. She believes in him. She said, "This isn't over." Would you know if your husband was a sadistic serial killer of little girls?
Okay, so, I mean, when you post something like that, obviously, like, everything she posts is trying to get responses because she is making money on X all over the place. But she's still, in the comments though, she still seems to be kind of pro Richard, right? So Ruth Kay, for example, said the intelligent and perceptive Kerry Rawson, if you remember, she's the daughter of the BTK killer, is that what his name is? Was unfortunately also blindsided by her father's crimes. It is, of course, highly possible that family members could have zero knowledge of what their spouse / parent / child is capable of. And then Jennifer Coffindale goes, well, she was a child. Well, yeah, she was.
Hey.
Its child would not know what was going on, whereas this woman is very cognizant of what's going on. So that's not really a good comparison. Sorry, bye. Marks by the Sea says,
you're a disgrace. I'd say do better, but you simply can't.
well, usually she's being told that for saying people are guilty. All right, what about this last one?
She is likely to feel different in the future. He's all she's known since marrying at 19 years old. I hope she can shed her denial and start to thrive, given that most people could recognize R.A. from Abby's video. I find it so difficult to believe she never considered it. Okay.
Most people could recognize R.A. from Abby's video? Are you serious? What planet is this person living on? Are you kidding me? This case is upside down if Coffin Digger is being reasonable. Yeah. That's what I've been saying. Like, this, for her to even consider that there's something wrong with it, there's got to be something really wrong with it. Like, really, really wrong with it. It's very strange, isn't it? Okay, moving on. So let's play Guess the Crowd reaction. Let's play, shall we? Because with what's just occurred with Bryan Kohberger, I wonder whether or not you guys can guess what most people would say. All right, because something's just happened in the last sort of 24, 48 hours. So let's just see what it is first.
An update on the Idaho college killings case. Attorneys for Bryan Kohberger, the former grad student accused of killing 4 Idaho college students just over 2 years ago, they're trying to get some key evidence against him thrown out. ABC's Zoreen Shaw is here now with the details. Zoreen, good morning.
Janae, Bryan Kohberger isn't set to go on trial until August. That date has been pushed back several times already. And now Kohberger's lawyers are saying that authorities violated his constitutional rights in gathering evidence to build their case against him. In more than 100 pages of filings made public overnight, defense lawyers describe what they say was a needlessly aggressive law enforcement raid to capture Kohberger just after Christmas in 2022. Kohberger was visiting his parents in Pennsylvania 6 weeks after the murders. Defense attorneys argue that officers did not properly advise Kohberger of his constitutional rights and were working with faulty warrants when taking the former criminology PhD student into custody. Therefore, anything he said to arresting officers, the DNA swab taken, pictures of his body, and the search and seizure of his car should be inadmissible at trial. Kohberger's lawyers also argue that investigators' use of investigative genetic genealogy to link him to the gruesome murders violates his rights. And without that, they say prosecutors have no case. This week, the families of victims, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez, marked 2 years without their loved ones. All 4 stabbed to death in an off-campus apartment. Ethan's family telling ABC.
Okay, so you get the idea. So basically what's happened is there's been a bunch of motions put forth by the defense to suppress evidence based on Bryan Kohberger saying, well, his defense saying that his rights have been violated. So a lot of the search warrants were obtained through unlawful means, that the DNA found on the knife sheath was obtained via unlawful means, as in the investigative genealogy was found to be matched up via 23andMe search. So they went and got some rubbish from his bin, and then they actually went and mashed it up through a database that there was no legal precedent for him for them to be able to use that, and that's how they came down to finding out that it was him. So it's fruit of the poisonous tree. There's a few other things. There's some cell tower information that they want to suppress, so where his phone was, some CCTV, Google searches, Amazon, that kind of thing. And all of this put together, and the way it's being reported, I'm asking you, chat, what do you think would be the general response from the public on something like this at this point in time? Because I know what I would think it would be, but I'm asking you, what do you think? Delicious poison of fruit. Hey, FS. How's it going? Just looking. Oh, don't mind you. Okay. You have no idea either way. I just believe there would be some sort of blood in his car after stabbing 4 people to the point blood was pouring out of the house. Oh my God, of course. Of course, of course. All right, I'll show you. So if we go to the comments just on that video, we get the standard thing. So, the defense brings that up. Now, after 2 years, good try, Miss Ann Taylor. It isn't going to work. Not with this new judge. BK is guilty as ever. The trolls be trolling. Enough with the defense stalling. All of their protests can be addressed in a trial. Delay, delay, delay. Seems like quite a long delay for an innocent man who just turned his phone off and went stargazing. Okay, so we can talk about those in a moment. Nice try, Diddy. But then, these were the first comments that went down. Justice for Kohberger, free the innocent man, free Kohberger, justice for Kohberger. Stop liking your own comment, troll. Justice for Kohberger. So within... what? Oh, sorry. These were the first few comments that went down. So justice for Kohberger, etc., they all went down within the first sort of 4 to 5 hours. And then you get your standard sort of defenses, stalling, etc. kind of comments. And then if we go over to, go back to here, another news story, similar.
Also this morning, the defense for Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death, is trying to get key evidence in the case thrown out. NBC's Dana Griffin is here to explain. Dana, good morning.
Joe, good morning. In a lengthy new motion, Bryan Kohberger's defense team now hoping to keep out the most critical evidence to the prosecution's case, including the DNA evidence that allegedly links him to the crime, as well as his digital footprint. His lawyers say Kohberger's constitutional rights were violated when police used DNA evidence they say was obtained illegally from garbage outside Kohberger's parents' home in Pennsylvania a month after the murders, and said there was a genetic match to the single source of male DNA found on that knife sheath left at the crime scene. Now, the suppression brief arguing that without that DNA, there is no case, no request for his phone records, surveillance of his parents' home, no DNA taken from the garbage out front. They now want that evidence, as well as his phone and Google records, kept from the jury. Kohberger is accused in the November 2022 quadruple stabbing deaths of University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonzalez, Maddie Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. At the time, he was studying criminology at nearby Washington State University. A judge entered a not guilty plea on Kohberger's behalf. Prosecutors have until December 6th to respond. A hearing is scheduled in January to address this latest legal battle. Now,
okay, so that hearing in January is super important. That I believe that hearing in January is where the trial is going to be won or lost, because if these motions to suppress are if any of them are sustained, then it really changes the whole landscape of the trial. In fact, there may not even be enough for the prosecution to go to trial. If, for example, the DNA is thrown out, then what do they really have left? There's not much, because the phone data is not very much. It's actually because of the fact that we have, on the defense side, we have Cy Ray, who's going to show digital evidence that will likely put Mr. Kohberger 40 miles to the west between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. We have CCTV, which is blurry and doesn't show necessarily his car. There are no tags on the car. Without that DNA evidence, the state is screwed. It's absolutely screwed. So it's a big, big, big deal, this hearing on the 23rd of January. Now, the responses to that video, and I'll show you, because that last time I didn't. Show this one instead. Ilya.
Yes. Mark my words, yes, Junior. He's innocent. No questions about it. Screen printing this. Don't trust big news TV. Investigate yourself, or you're just a sucker.
Oh, yes, you would just be a sucker.
Meow. Why would they knock down an entire crime scene before trial even starts? That's how you control the narrative, because no one can question it since the crime scene no longer exists. Well, to be fair, the defense did agree to that as well. So.
They did agree to that. So, yeah, I have thoughts on that, but that's different. Okay, let's keep going.
Agree, but so many just listen to the big news station pushing a narrative of his guilty. So much more to this, and this was not a crime by one person either.
Yep.
No opinion on his guilt until we see the trill. That said, will you stop pushing the mic back? That said, the underreported stories, don't give me that look, from the students who were texting earlier the morning after his horrifying nightmare happened, raises doubts this was investigated with integrity. It is possible that every lead was followed, yes, but if that were the case, why wouldn't they report their findings of that investigation to the public?
Into conspiracy theories much? Yeah. This one?
I mean, assuming he is guilty is also a conspiracy theory, considering it hasn't been proven.
Now, this is so interesting because, like, only not too long ago, those comment sections on a mainstream media video like that would have been absolutely filled with, how dare he stall further? He's kidding everybody. This is just bullshit. How can he try and withhold or have his team try and withhold this evidence? This is just a technicality. There'd be so many more comments up in arms about these motions to suppress than comments like that. Yeah. Comments like that would be flamed really, really hard. So I feel like there's a lot more support for the theory that he is being railroaded, that he's innocent, than there ever has been in the past. Yeah. It's really interesting to see on a mainstream media comment section, not on a YouTuber's comment section, that is, what is that one?
It's the news media, so it's more pro-state.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And both of those two ones I just read out to you. Yeah. Okay. Now, Andrea, Now, she's mentioned all the things that were put onto
Frank's
the...
motion, you say?
Yeah, so what's the Frank's motion? Well, okay. See, the thing of it, there was a notice of a Frank's motion, but we don't get to see the Frank's motion because it's under seal.
Damn.
I know. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could see it? And a request for a hearing on the Frank's motion, which obviously we probably wouldn't get to see that either. So Andrea says,
A Frank's motion and 13 separate motions to suppress evidence were just filed by Bryan Kohberger's attorneys. Lots of reading, but I've got time now.
yeah. So I've tweeted the links for all of these documents. Yeah, there's quite a few. So yeah, 13 motions and a Frank's motion. But yeah, obviously it's just a link, well, not a link, a document signaling that a Frank's motion exists. It's a bit of a shame. Well, more than a shame. I wish we could see it. Really, Phil? Your tweet is in the court record?
Which one?
Really?
For
I want to see it. Send it to me. I want to see it. Yeah, so I'm at the moment going through and reading all of these motions one by one. I'm about halfway through at the moment. They've been, it seems to me that they've all been written by Jay Logston, one of the team there. I'm finding them to not be as compelling as I would have liked at the moment, but I also know that they refer to exhibits and things that are under seal, so there's hopefully more to them than I'm seeing. But yeah, they're incredibly important. As I was just saying, the 23rd of January is the date. Actually, it might be the 22nd and potentially going over to the 23rd if it takes that long to argue. And it could. So Da Brother says,
Wait, let me guess. He is innocent too, right? I've been shouting from the rooftops from day one that this kiddo is being railroaded. And believe me, my perspective was not much met with open minds. There is so much cover-up going on with this case. A university town hiding a massive drug cartel problem. And Taylor is something else, but not in a good way.
what way then? I'd love to know, because she's a gun. That chick, I swear, I've seen a lot of good defense attorneys. This one's right up there. She'd be in my top 5 that I've ever seen work, and I haven't even seen her at trial yet. I can't wait. Well, yes and no. I hope this doesn't make it to trial, but if it does, that's the one bright side, getting to see her do her work in the courtroom. Aspen Hop says,
I am a advocate for Richard Allen, but Bryan Kohberger can rot in hell. He is guilty as can be.
I just don't get how anyone can make that decision yet. How can you be so sure?
Are you defending him too? Butter my biscuits.
Well, butter my biscuits.
Couple Q's, love some A's. You were proven wrong at the Delphi trial, so why should anyone listen to you for Kohberger?
Oh, God.
Oh my God, that's not how.
Proven wrong? Andrea was not proven wrong.
She never even said the jury would acquit.
She didn't say. She. Proven wrong. In order to be proven wrong, you need to put a theory forward as to what will happen.
Yeah,
Right? Don't you?
I would think so. can't wait to hear your take on it all. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, right?
Like, that's because I told you that they were warned about Burger King prior to the murders. Like, the prosecutor and the police. Grody.
Yeah. So there are, like, obviously Andrea has lots and lots of support. There's no question about that. But there are obviously going to be some people who are going to come in now and go, well, are you just going to advocate for all of the evil murderers and you were wrong about that, so therefore you're wrong about this? And this is all just internet bullshit, but it's there, it's out there, and it's what we show here, because it's worth being aware that this is the craziness that goes on.
Yeah.
And you can choose to ignore it. You can block these people. I don't know whether Andrea blocks people or not. I block some people, but not all. Like, I kind of enjoy knowing what's going on more. So, and like, people are entitled to their opinions. And they can be snarky if they want to. It's just really, I find the whole human behavior aspect really kind of interesting, because to me, it says something about how quickly people jump to conclusions, and how interesting it would be if they were to look at the words they're saying and just step back a little for a moment and withhold judgment instead. But how difficult that is for people. It's just so difficult.
It is.
I don't think Andrea reads comments. Oh, I wouldn't be too sure. Okay. Now, if we thought that Miss Coffinduffer was on the right track with Richard Allen and had maybe a couple of brain cells left in there, let me just allay your fears. Like, Jenny C from the block is still there, guys. She's still there. In fact, just for good measure, just so you can be reassured, here's something to wake you up.
Lots are actually one of the...
That never gets old. I can't see you. Ilya, I can't see you.
We got Babu here, or Junior.
Oh, okay.
He's actually letting me hold him on my lap.
Okay, you want to see it again, guys?
I do.
Lots are actually one of the...
Coffinduffer, in any kind of humiliating sense, just never gets old. And you know what? Like, she actually, like, that was set up. She wanted that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so funny. All right. Do you want to be Jenny C?
Sure. It's okay, Juju. Bryan Kohberger's defense team wants the bulk of evidence thrown out, including the genetic DNA that puts him at the scene. All of this was expected. I am not concerned. It's their job to try and get the evidence that shows Burger King murdered Zaina, Ethan, Kaylee, and Maddie Tost. There is a lot of it. ...
Yeah, well, Jenny's not too happy about it. Dr. Carolyn Oz Miller says, Jen, I guarantee you, if you and I scrapped, we would have each other's DNA all over us. All scrapped. Ooh. The problem with the DNA is three things. Too minuscule amount. DNA does not live on brass, and it could have been obtained by other means. Those are the true factors leaning towards doubt. Well, there you go. There's someone with some brains, and it's a doctor too. So I wonder what Jenny has to say.
Hi, Doc. It was on the thumb snap of the Kabah knife sheath because he practiced opening it over and over and over again as he fantasized over his plans of murder. IMV.
In my view, he fantasized. What? Just what?
He was titillated, if you will.
Are you what? I can't get over that comment. She's imagining him sitting there fantasizing about opening it over and over, and that's why she thinks that there's touch DNA on the clip. Because he's just like, oh, yeah, baby. I can't wait.
I love you. Oh, yeah, this Kabah has a nice nipple.
This K-bar. Ooh, baby, yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
found your
fucking for
spot.
real?
I found that spot finally.
That's goddamn stupid. Phil says, lol, coffin duffer yanked. That's my clip, I think. What the hell? And BRVND says,
You should be concerned. This isn't good for the prosecution. No matter how you look at it, your skewed perception is exactly why this sort of thing exists.
yeah, that's exactly why. Wow, I can't believe that. That's such a stupid comment. Okay, so Kelly Mack says, why are people pushing that BK did all this? Just like Richard Allen, patsies, both are patsies. Sickening that people want patsies put in prison and ghetto true murders are free. Yeah. It feels that way, doesn't it, guys? It feels that way. I see a lot of similarities between these two cases, just in the pure lack of evidence. There's so little real evidence against both of these two defendants. I feel like the touch DNA on that sheath is like the bullet that was between those two girls, and the very questionable science that puts that touch DNA that aligns Mr. Kohberger to that knife sheath, and then that knife sheath to a supposed K-bar knife, and to that house, and to that murder, is very much the questionable science that aligned Mr. Allen to that bullet, to that gun, which supposedly did nothing to those girls, but was at that crime scene. He didn't know the victims. Mr. Allen didn't know the victims. There's very limited digital evidence, if any. There's just a lot of things that are eerily similar, and they're both very secretive cases. And it worries me because it just to me, it looks like in both cases, the investigators have gone, okay, we've found somebody, let's just keep going with that. Let's just keep going with that, because it's much easier to just keep going with that than it is to backtrack, because that would also be really embarrassing too. And I am very worried for Mr. Kohberger, because I think if he gets in front of a jury, he's screwed. Now, special event this Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 a.m. Wednesday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Yep, we're having Andrea on. Yes. I've had a lot of wonderful lawyers, wonderful guests on this channel over the last year and a bit that I've been streaming. And Andrea's one who this is the very first time. I have not had her yet. So this is for the first time on this channel, welcoming Andrea. And yeah, gotten to know her just a little bit over the last sort of 6-8 weeks. But have been following her for quite a long time, and just very pleased to finally have the chance to have a good chat with her. And yes, we'll be talking about what I just said, and that is the likelihood of Bryan facing the same fate that Richard Allen just did, and that is a jury who does not potentially understand the concept of beyond a reasonable doubt. What kind of evidence will end up going before that jury? The motions to suppress that have just been put forth, and how likely they are to be sustained. And yeah, just generally both of the cases and all the questions that I have for her, and chat as well. Bring your questions along. And boxing MLS. Andrea's better than me at YT. She's better than most of us at YouTube. Don't feel bad. Yay, alright. Live with Nick when I think not. Maybe one day. I withhold judgment against people, so we'll see. Maybe one day. I've legit had, I don't know, just about most lawyers that I have wanted to have conversations with, I've had on this channel, and those that I've become good friends with have ended up being regular guests on here. So and not just lawyers, just guests in general, have ended up coming on here regularly. And speaking of, we have Miss FMM 2.0 here. The better half of Potentially Criminal is here. Hey, been listening and wanted to say hi. Hello. How are you, Dina? Good to have you. And you're always so sweet with your $10 super chat. Love ya.
So nice.
Love you so much. Oh, thank you. You've been listening. And give Clyde a big cuddle. And Lainey too. And I suppose give Sean a bit of a cuddle. The blogger. Give the blogger a bit of a hi. Alright. It is a cute photo, isn't it? That is a cute photo. That's when J-Rock bought them both are they panda hats? Yeah. Clyde and Lainey are big fans. Yeah. They're the best. Alright, so we're doing that 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, which is Wednesday 9 a.m. for Australians over here if you are not on daylight saving time. If you're on daylight saving time, it's at 10 a.m. And we also do this every Sunday. So every Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're here every Sunday for that. And we do all sorts of different topics. Okay, become a member. Join our Salacious Outrageous Discord community if you are a member of either my channel or Ilya Talks channel.
Yes.
You can join our Discord. So if you are a new member today, make sure that you go through to the member tab and click on the link to join our Discord. You should be able to just wander straight on through. If you have any trouble, there is a little video there which will help you to get access. If you're still having trouble, just tag a mod. Mailboxes, mailboxes, mailboxes. Indeed. Yes. Alrighty, and that's about it. Thank you guys so much for being here. It has been amazing. What a great episode, stream, etc. Love you guys. Subscribe to Dali Ilya. Actually, that's a pretty good name, Dali Ilya.
We'll brainstorm it.
Yeah. Well, for now, we'll just go with Ilya. But I'm not against the whole Dali Ilya. In fact, just for old time's sake.
My name is Ilya. Or Satchel Talk.
Satchel Talk. Satchel T-Bone Ilya Talk. Salia. Dilia.
Oh, jeez.
All right, everyone, have a great day. Let's do the song. I'm working on a new song, but for this one, we'll keep this one for now. All right, let's go.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. Her words are always so loud, and because she's an 8 or